So we finally made it. We're in Greece in Two Rocks Bay. The last vlog, I can't remember when it was, but there's been so much going on. Woody's come out to Greece. He's been on the boat for a week, then he came back to England, and then he went out again. His dad came out and they went through the whole boat. They got the engine serviced, they found some bikes which you didn't expect, and then loads of other stuff. They spent the whole week going through the boat, getting people organised for various different jobs that needed doing before the boat was launched in the water. So if it's out of the water, to get onto the boat you have a ladder, and you had to climb up the ladder every time and carry things down the ladder. It was a really awkward situation. I think there were loads of stuff. He kept saying how much stuff there was. So the engine needed servicing, that had to be done. The generator needed servicing, but then it turned out the generator we're not even sure if it's worth having it serviced, so we didn't get it serviced in the end. The outboard engines needed servicing. One turned out it wasn't working at all. Yeah, the propeller needed doing, the bow thruster needed doing, all the gas needed checking. There was a whole list of things from the survey that needed doing before the insurance company were willing to insure us. Woody was he was changing anodes, he was servicing bilge pumps. An anode is on the outside of a boat, and it prevents important parts of the boat corroding. Yeah, the insurance company wouldn't insure us unless we had those things done by professional companies, so it meant there was extra expense as well. So from what I've heard, there was a really nice taverna nearby, so I think that's where he went to have his dinner and his beers and his lunches probably as well. So then he went out again before the boat was launched. He arrived the day before the boat had to be put in the water. I think when he arrived, the bow thruster was still in pieces. He arrived with a load of mates, so they all went to go out and have a little bit of a sail and have a sort of bit of a good time on the boat. But they're also there to help. So I think Woody had a massive list of things that they were supposed to be doing each day. They were out a lot as well, usual story. It was a tight schedule to get the boat launched. It could only be on this day, or we'd had to wait 2 weeks.
Okay, good to go. Yep. Everybody ready? Yeah. All right, let's go.
Yeah, so Amel's are really unique boats. They did a shakedown sail and they tested all the systems. Yeah, so then the crew left. There was a bit of a storm that night, so it was a bit nerve-wracking for Woody. They left and he had to wait a couple of days before we were due to come out. So while Woody was getting the boat ready, I was trying to organise the new tenants that were going to move in, making sure all the jobs were done in the house. There was lots of unfinished DIY jobs that I did with help of my friends. I was also trying to pack our bags to bring out. You know, we had 8 bags, 160 kilos of luggage, so I was trying to work out what we needed. I was also trying to order things for the boat which we needed, like kiddie netting, a new computer, a printer. paperwork from the business, paperwork from tax return. I used to do tax returns. I was trying to sort out health insurance cards, sort out homeschooling as well. So getting a massive pack of homeschooling stuff ready. In the evenings, I would do tea, and then when the kids went to bed, I'd pretty much carry on for another 5 hours in the evening working. I managed to fit in a little party on one afternoon. There was so much going on, I didn't even really have much time to think, I've got to say. There was lots of tools that we needed to buy for the boat that were battery powered, so we did a bit of last minute shopping at Power 2 World. I was hoping to go and get some new summer clothing. There wasn't a lot in a lot of shops, but we did manage to get a few really nice things in Weirdfish. I think trying to leave England and trying to organise renting of the house and try and pack all our stuff up, as well as try and pack things to bring with us, within sort of 8 bags of 20 kilos each, as well as all the homeschooling stuff and tools, was probably one of the most difficult things I've done, really. I found that really difficult. I didn't even expect to feel so emotional. My 2 brothers came the night before, and the kids, it was a really early start, so they had to get up at 4, and so they were quite tired. We had a bacon sandwich, and then we had to kind of get masses and masses of hand luggage, 3 guitars, a violin, as well as our small bags through customs. They took all the guitar cases off, all the clothes that I'd stuffed in were coming out, all the last minute washing of our underwear was falling out. It was quite difficult, but I was so relieved that I'd managed to get out of the house. When we arrived, I was really so excited. I was literally physically jumping with joy, with excitement and happiness. I hadn't really let myself get excited because I'd had so much to do before that, but I hadn't even seen the boat. So when I actually saw the boat and realised what a strong, good, seaworthy boat this is, a perfect boat for a family, I was so relieved and so happy. I was actually crying and laughing at the same time. What do you think about the boat, guys? I think when I finally arrived, I actually realised that we'd done it. This plan that we've been planning for over 10 years, I've been wanting to do since I was 9 years old, was finally happening. It was quite unbelievable. I think I finally could talk to Woody, and we hadn't had time to talk or even look at each other. There wasn't any minute for that. It was just so much going on. It was just non-stop. I didn't allow myself to stop because there wasn't time for it. And so, to think we're all together as a family and we're about to start this huge journey was such a massive achievement. I don't even know how to describe it, really. It was just, even now, I can't believe that we've finally done it. I mean, there's loads of things that need doing on this boat. I've left a house that is in perfect order, absolutely perfect, to a home that needs a lot of work on it. So we arrived, we brought all our bags on the boat. So the first few days was really just unpacking and finding a place for everything, so we weren't surrounded by bags. And then there wasn't really any time to work out the boat systems. I just thought, Woody knows how to do it, or I'll pick it up as we go along. Also cleaning, I wanted to hoover out all the cupboards, so I was doing quite a bit of that. Woody was covering all the sort of food, domestic stuff, which was great. They don't have massive supermarkets, so it's quite expensive. The children do find it interesting, though. Everything's so different. They like going to the fish shops and the fish markets. They like looking at the different vegetables. When the kids first arrived, they started stowing their things away into their little lockers. I felt sorry for the kids, thinking, God, I've just got rid of all their stuff and limited amount of things they bring. And now, my youngest one was putting like one toy in the middle of a huge cupboard. And, I almost felt, it was almost quite emotional just seeing that and thinking, oh my God, what have we done actually? I was actually wondering, what have we done? We've just simplified their life so much, and that they don't have anything left. They seem to sort of just immediately kind of feel quite comfortable with it and quite happy. There wasn't any complaints. The cabins are obviously tiny compared to their bedrooms at home. We've been trying to keep some routines similar to England to help them adjust to a new life. We also started homeschooling after a couple of days, which is basically maths for an hour, then English, and then either science, history or geography. It's not been too bad. There's been a little bit of resistance, but we kind of just keep that routine going, and at the end of a morning you feel like you've really done quite a bit. The kids have done a little bit of cooking on board already. Middle son, he likes making pancakes, so he's been doing the pancakes on Saturdays, just like we did in England. And on Sundays we've had bacon butties and egg sandwiches. My eldest daughter, she was doing little puddings, chocolate puddings, and we're putting them in the microwave. Sorry, I can't get the biscuit down.
Could you give us a riddle to work out?
I've cooked and I've washed up and I got the anchor ring for the dinghy. And what have you done with Dee?
Can eat.
So what do they use in the end?